Was it wrong? Excuse me. Pretty. A couple of minutes to get started. Plus, you all had a good Easter? A horrific pile-up in Pietermaritzburg, I've heard the news. Probably on the way back from holiday, and then not apart from the tragedy, the accident, holding everybody up on the trip back, apparently, on the N3 itself, bypassing Maritzburg. Morning, Lynette. Yeah, very bad. Didn't know any more details, what caused it or what happened or why or where. It's not good. It's not much fun in traffic jams anyway, but what with that. Might be a bit quiet today. I think still people are coming back from Easter. Get the impression anyway. Probably still stuck on the road, eh? Shame.
Yeah, that's a good possibility. Morning all, but we can only blame the damn government due to the fact that there's too much trucks. And if you look at the videos that are running around, my kids luckily just missed that as well. So it's all blame the government with the railways, etc. I hate to. No, let me stop. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I know. I completely no problem there. One thing we got left is a free country, free speech. And the fact is, you're quite right. I mean, that's a good point. Because the railway problems, stuff are going on the road, which should be actually on the railways. And that's also a good point you made there. Morning, Mark. You got all the Varleys have left Cape Town now, hey? Anyway, 5:30, we can get started. Start with gold up there. I'm at a buy. I've discussed it this morning before the room. Want to get about 2,000. The 1980 stop and a 335 TP. To make it work, I've had to use this high here. Where's a 245? So that's not going to work. Around about this level here, 235. That make it just about scratching a risk reward. So that's what I've got as an idea. I'll just put it up for you, see if you agree. I'll check it on the 4-hour for you as well. That seemed to be okay. It's been a very bad month, let's be honest, so far. And that's not really our fault. It's not excuse, it's fact. There's a lot of mentioned before. Easter, the problems in having worldwide, one against the other. So we're getting a little bit of directionless movement, just been pretty tough. As having said, we had a few trades out, we'll check in just now, but I think gold has some upside. I prefer a $2,000 entry. I'll stay with me. If you put it in there now, you're not going to get a risk reward. So you need to put a pending one in, make it 2,000. Then you should get a reasonable risk reward. Okay, that's what I'm looking at, 2,000. I took it myself, gave me a bit of jip, but it's starting to come right. So went a little bit early, to be honest. Okay, but it's starting to come right. Yes, it did. Morning, Mark. There's a dollar jumping around. If you're going to ask me what's my guess going for the dollar, for the first time in a long time, I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I really don't know. But what I do feel is that gold is, there's a lot of fear out there. And I think gold will be attracting a lot of people for safe haven reasons. So I think it might be an idea to have a look at this one for possible trade. What do you think? Any opinions? I'll keep it up for a moment because a couple of people are joining. Some new names, okay. Well, that non-farm's a bit of a damp squib, eh? Well, if it goes that high, it could actually get to 2050. But the point is, I think it's got some upside potential, yeah. Just for the reason I gave, nothing more spectacular than that. I think it's going to attract a lot of fear as a safe haven, and well, possibly is there 37 odd rand a kilogram, 37 rand a kilogram, 37 rand a micro. Tell you what, you won't get a risk reward getting there, but if it does get there, you make a few bucks, suddenly get a burst of tears. You know what I mean? Oh, I think so down the road, but what about that? If it starts getting some movement, the dollar is coming off a bit, which should be a bit of a tailwind for gold. But what do you think? I think it's an upside here. Whether it helps or not, I'm in it myself. Any feedback? Anyone want to do it?
What's in now?
I got it.
Yan din, gadget voting yan. Ewan ko sa nang
Just going to mute you guys for a minute. Always remind me if you want to chit chat, no problem. Okay, well, 1990 would be better, but still, now it's a bit tough. Do you want to chase it? 2,000 is the main option. What do you think? Maris, you're the guy. What do you think? $2,000, fine, yeah, 2,000. Put a penny if you like. Anyone else? Dirk's interested? Well, I've got it down anyway, so we'll move on. If you want to do it, there it is. 2,000, 1980, 235. Entry, 37 bucks a micro. You're taking it, okay? Let's look at the DXY there. The dollar index seems to be happening on the way down, which is going to help gold in theory. I'll look at the yields. The yields on a 10-year note coming off a little bit, which is a bit of a tailwind as well. Might be a bit of a stretch to start with, yeah. But if you do get an up with it and you're in a profit, you always take it and go somewhere else, yeah. Okay, well, there it is. Okay. I looked at a couple of others. I don't know, nothing's really blowing my hair back at the moment. Been that for a while. Obviously, I want to trade, but I don't want to push it. But something else I looked at was this one here. I discussed this morning. Some guys seem to think it might go up. I'm looking more of a downside. But that being as it may, it's at the round figure of 90, and it seems to be holding there. This is the 4 hour. See a bit of not much happening, but it's trying anyway. Did it? Okay. That's probably not good news to go in again. If you like it, what do you think, guys? Any feedback on that? I think some chance of a short, but does anyone think it's a long? On the 1 hour at the moment, remember? Look at the weekly, if you like. The weekly backs it up. The daily backs it up. The 4 hour backs it up. Just the 1 hour's got a little bit trying to break through here. It seems to be trying. Okay, should we leave it then, or we'll look at the risk reward? Leave it alone. Okay, we'll leave it alone. NZDJPY, if you want to do it, just tell me, and I'll stuff up for you. NZDJPY. Let's read this. Because that's always alternatively. So what are they saying? Buy it or sell it. I get a lot of that. You know, when you go to these analysis, they say that. But if on the other hand, you know, that could happen. So at the end of it, what they actually say is you buy it or sell it. That's what they reckon. Could be a psychological. Well, anyway. Okay, who knows? I think it's going to get some upside. Anyone want to do this one? Put a stop a bit too far up there, maybe somewhere. I see a sell on this one. Look at the weekly. Indecisive on the weekly. The 4 hour, maybe. Sorry, guys, looks a bit iffy. I don't mind looking at all. With pleasure, let's go to that then. If anyone wants to look at something, please tell me, absolutely. While I was looking at that, I just want to mention anybody new here. It's more of a forum than an actual class, like you'd like the Zoom trading, what do you call it, CFD Forex classes, where we join in, try to look for trades and look at other strategies and aspects of it and discuss various fundamentals, and we interact. That's the main thing. It can be verbally. I've had to mute some background noise. Preferably, if you're going to be chatting in the background, rather mute yourself. Just remind me if you do want to meet or unmute you, no problem. Or you can post in the chat line as the other guys you've seen do already. It's very important to have the interaction. That's why we learn. I'm actually pretty confident in strength. I think that's a lot of it's taken place now. Personally speaking, I think it's about average now. I'm not actually quite sure it's going to strengthen that much or weaken that much more. So it's not, for me at the moment, quite difficult to call. I'm not that confident, to be honest, on any of it. I'm not that confident the dollar's going to continue down or therefore continue up. Let's jump to the gun a little bit here before we go to the GBY. Look at the NASDAQ. See what I mean? You've usually got some direction. At the moment, this has got no direction. Clear in the buy zone, but is it running out of steam? Very difficult. I'm actually hoping tomorrow's CPI might give us some direction. Don't forget, I'll be doing a CPI at 2 o'clock till 3 o'clock session on this Zoom ID you've joined here. A special one tomorrow where we're going to discuss what we call the straddle trade. We put a buy stop and sell stop just before the data release at 2:30, and hoping it's going to be outside expectation one way or the other. If it goes up, we usually use the euro dollar, then it'll click in the buy stop, and then you cancel the obviously the sell stop. If it goes down, you cancel the buy stop and hopefully run with it. We've had some success. It depends really what happens on whether there's much differentiation on the expected. If it was more or less the same, probably be a bit of a damp squib, but if there's a big difference, one way or the other, we should get a decent move and you can make a quick buck. So if you want to join me then, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, don't forget, tie a knot in your tie or today's technology, put it in your calendar as a reminder, join me at 2, not at 25 past like some, because then you haven't got time to learn the strategy and place the order. So it's better to be at 2, so you know the strategy fully, you've got the hang of it, and then you can place the order just before 1/2 because you don't want the order to be filled for obvious reasons. But I'll go into more detail tomorrow at 2 o'clock if you want to join me. Okay. Okay, that's fair enough then. There's something about it, but I still think it's, let's look at the yen while I was right. Report price, talk about the GBP yen. It's not really had a bit of a jump there, but it's coming off again. Not too sure. Tomorrow, that's right. CPI's tomorrow. I'll post the calendar for you. We'll get back to the original call. Sorry, I digressed a bit there. Pound dollar. In theory, that's a buy in the buy zone. Dollar's weakening. So in theory, it's a bit more upside, but it's right at resistance at the moment. And the pound's got its own problems as well. As I said many times in the trading room, I'm a little bit hesitant to sell it, even though it looks a bit overbought to me, because it's in the buy zone, still technically as a buy, but the dollar's not really performing so much. So technically it could be a buy, but I don't know. I'm just worried about the pound itself, and it is going against a trend of you're going to sell it down. So I think it's not broken through the resistance to buy it, but I'm not confident enough to sell it. I'm not keen. Probably get that. I think stick with it, Dirk. I know it's taking its time, but I think stick it. I'm still more confident on the downside of the Nasdaq than the up. But yeah. Okay, so you all got that CPI tomorrow, 2 o'clock. I'm doing the normal trading in the morning, the afternoon. Just a quick 2 to 3 to try and see if we can make a buck or two out of the CPI. We did okay-ish, didn't really lose it on Friday. Friday's a bit of a damp squib. Not much happened there, but you never know. If we do get some differential than the expected and the actual, then we could get a quick buck out of it. And if you tried before, some people have, it's not too bad, it works quite well. I'll tell you now what they are. It won't make any difference with you know or not. That's what they expected, what they expected. But I'll print it for you anyway. You should have it anyway. You should have the economic calendar. I'm quoting for those who don't, but you should all have it as being regular in the trading room. I post it every day, so you should be able to check it, have it minimized. Okay, always have it minimized, handy when it's part of your trading tools. Have it minimized and check it. Okay, I'll do the index as well for you. So that's important. Some guys are new here, might not have it. So please copy and paste. You don't want to guys saying, I didn't know an economic fundamental coming out. You clearly should have it there handed. You might forget, I get that, we all do, but I mean, it's there handy to refer to. So going back to the Euro, economic calendar. Let's have a look now, put it in for the week. Just give me a second. Click on this week. Whatever reason, Wednesday, CPI is expected year on year is 5.2%. Okay, so expecting 5%, 2%, and the core slightly lower. And then you can check it on your economic calendar. Well, whatever it is they expect, see what the actual is. That's the point. We don't even think you can have a clue what it is. There's no ways around that. If I had a clue, it would be discounted in the market. If that was the likelihood of going to be up or downside, and that was the expectation, it would be discounted in the market. Just all you meant, doesn't matter if it's at 2% or 10%, it's irrelevant. That's what's expected. It's the differential on the release and how the market reacts to it, and that will take advantage of the straddle trade as mentioned. Don't try and preempt it. The top analysis of the best computers, the best brains can't, so we should be able to. And that can give you a bias which might come back and bite. Good stuff. Okay. NAS, yeah, the NAS. Oh yeah, you're a JPY, so we asked about that, and I'm up for the moment. And on the daily, yeah. Very, very difficult. White resistance, don't seem to be getting going. As you can see, the highs haven't been broke for a while. Japanese is okay. It's not a bad currency. It's fairly weak recently. Now it's actually going towards the strongest side. The thing is, so is the euro. I think they're pretty evenly balanced at the moment. So I'm not so sure the euro is going to continue. I think we can get a pullback, but nothing gives me the confidence to do anything but leave it alone at the moment. If you're new to this, there are going to be times, guys, where there just isn't a trade out there. I know you're told you're going to get 5 a day. Well, the idea is to get good trades, and actually over trading can do more harm to your account than anything else. Not anything else, a lot of other reasons. The major thing is sometimes it's boring. You've got to be patient and don't try and push it there. I've done it myself in the past. It's come back to bite. Yeah, so this has been rather a tough 2 or 3 weeks we've had, and that's not our fault. It's fundamental chops and changes, skittishness out there in world markets, mainly because of the astronomical debt that's been accumulated over a period of years. Okay, and results in inflation. Banks having a problem as well. So yeah, people are a little bit, to say, tetchy. Okay. Yeah, not really. I saw that, but it might affect Australia and New Zealand a slight bit. I'll go back there again. I think a little bit lower than expected. Yeah, CPI is a little bit worse than expected. I think it more affect the Australia New Zealand area. What do you call the Antipodes? The Antipodes currencies. That's the area called that part of the world. They call the Antipodes. You know? But otherwise, it's still not made a big deal with us anyway. CHF, was it GBP, USD CHF, one way around there, never mind. There we are. Yeah, I still think the Swift franc has been a bit sort of weakish for whatever reason lately, but it's certainly come back into the game now. Dollars seem to be at the moment going forward fairly weak. So to me, this is again seller rally. Remember, it's below all those moving averages. So it's clearly sort of a weaker zone than a stronger zone. And you can see clearly by looking at the trend is down. However, it's right bang on the resistance area here. I'm a little bit worried about buying it. You might think, I'm going to get some upside here, a bounce, which I agree with. I think that's likely to happen. But I'm not sure of the extent of it. The dollar's not giving me confidence strength at the moment. And you don't know it's going to be a 10, 20, 30 or 40 pip bounce. All I can say is I think there will be one, but it's not strong enough to go against the trend to buy that bounce. I think rather hope, even if you're not on board, get a bounce round about these levels here, which is good 45 pips away, and then sell it down. If it was there, I'd be very much in favor of a sell. I'm not sure I'd be keen to buy the bounce, but it's not out of the question there'll be a bounce. So that's up to you. If you want to think I might grab a 20, 30 pip bounce, it's up to you, but it's hell of a risky to try and hope for 20, 30 pips. There's not enough meat on the bones to buy the bounce. Oh, that makes sense. That's my opinion anyway. Yeah. Well, that's my take. If you've got anything to add to that, anybody's going to add to that? We've got a few trades out last week. We've got a trade idea going. It's completely different strategy. And we took it what we call the momentum strategy, taking account of momentum, and that's it. And I don't know how they did. Let's have a look at a few of them. I think some did okay, some didn't. I don't know if anyone's still in them. Anyone discuss any trades? Oh, the EJ Prince one. Anyone, any of those trades still in them? Want to mention? We'll have a look, see how you did. Just while you answering that, just what I mentioned, it's just maybe hopefully direction tomorrow. That's all I can say. but it is quite difficult. We didn't get much direction from the jobs report on Friday. So there's a lot of what I call the pulling syndrome, where it's like one guy's pushing from the north and the other one pushing from the south, and not quite. That's why I'm extremely difficult market direction. CAD JPY for short. Okay, I think it might have been one of them. Yeah, it went the wrong way. I think we had a short on that. Again, it went the wrong bloody way. It's very difficult. I think that probably will pull back. I'm slightly in favour of it, but the Japanese yen is not that weak at the moment. At the moment, I don't see a trade there. If you're in it, hope you're not stopped out, but I'm looking more for the downside, the up. But hang on, it is the top of the range. Maybe this is getting in the way. This is getting in the way. The few options taking it down to maybe here. I think for that movement down there, it's only 100 pips. Not bad. Stop up here. Yeah, I suppose you could push it down. This is the problem here. This guy, and this guy to get through. A few hurdles on the way down, which is making me a little bit on the nervous side. But I'm looking more downside than up. Okay. Do we agree? Should we move on? Timmy? Okay, fair. Right. Okay, Pietro, you want to do NZDCH, yeah? Well, clearly that's in the bell zone. That's fairly straightforward. Problem is, can we get an entry? Would you want to be entering it now, or would you rather wait for a bounce? I'm assuming you're looking to sell it rather than buy it. My average moving averages are not. The black one's 100, the brown one's are 200, the 50 is the blue, and the red is 10. All simple. Yeah, we're good on the sell. Right, let's have a look at the weekly then. Bit of downside potential there. Where's the stop on the daily, on the 4 hour, sorry. Yeah, we could squeeze, certainly could squeeze a stop loss trade, the risk reward. Just gonna make it a bit clearer. I'm just trying to see it. Look, okay, the 15-minute, what I'm looking at, guys, one of our 17 charts, is why will it see as emphasis of sellers coming in when it moves up? Are you with me? So on the 15-minute short term, if it goes up, the sellers are coming in, the sellers are coming, the sellers are coming in, which now is flagging me towards what Pietro is saying about entering now. That's why I'm looking. That's the reason behind it. And the hour one doesn't tell me a lot. The 15-minute does actually tell you a bit more. Do you understand why I looked at it and what it's telling me? The candle is telling what the buyers and sellers are doing. Okay, that's what I want to know. If there's more buyers than sellers, clearly it'll go up, and more sellers than buyers, clearly the idea is to go down. And it seems to me at the moment that as it goes up, the sellers are coming in. I prefer this candle to be slightly, the wick to be slightly lower than this. Having said that, it's still not finished yet. It's only 10 minutes old. It's a 15-minute candle. It's a work in progress. I've just put it in idea. If that was around about that level on the high, it would give me a bit more confidence. But yeah, we can certainly do it. Where's that? How far away is that? We can get a risk reward if you use the weekly down to this level here. I put a line there so it's easier. And then you can put a stop in here somewhere. It's not bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not jumping up and down singing hallelujah. I haven't done that for 2 or 3 weeks now, but I think it's not bad. Anyone want a risk reward on it? Just be careful of your equity management and volumes now, and these rather uncertain world markets. You must keep your equity alive and well, stay in the game, So when the good times come back again, which they will, they always have done, so that's why. Yeah, because I've been through these things before. Not much fun. Nobody likes it, but got to accept that happens, yeah. Right, I'm going to put the stop loss here. You're going to make it a tight stop, make it about 50 pips. So what's 50 pips on that? 75. If it's too close, we'll have a look. And the TP is 55.22. You made a slightly tight, wider stop if you like, maybe a little bit wider. Don't want to get stopped out, eh? That's on the daily. It hasn't been there for a couple of days or so. What do you think? 115 bucks a micro. If you want to make it slightly tighter, you can. It's up to you. Looks so good, I say. You like it then. Anyone else want to join him? Yes, I mean, not him, sorry. Tom, do you want to join him? Okay, we'll put that down. Fair enough. Yourself, you got a self a trade here then. I'll put it down to your under your name. So if you go to you should get a sort of a verbal pat on the back. Plus a couple of bucks you made on it as well. Was it 56.25? $5,683. 522. 115. Okay, try that, Pedro. See how we go. Got a gold one in and that one. It's getting somewhere. Well done, guys. We've all got it. Then we can move on to Maris. Look at a couple there. Those want to do it, do it. Any doubt, stay out. Don't forget. Those who know me, I've been a hell of a lot more confident than and it's not our fault. That's why we're all going to be a bit circumspect. Still trade, but circumspect. You are CAD. Right, ERCAD. Well, clear the buy zone, no problem with that. The thing it's worth taking now is seeing a bit of a range trade and seeing the middle of the range at the moment. I'm not so sure about it. You know what I'm saying? It seems to be a range trade. I'm happy with the buy. If it's down here, I'd be very much more enthusiastic. Range trade there. It's about 80-90 pip range, right at the center of the range. If you're confident it's going to take out range out, well, fair enough. But if not, well, maybe rather should be buying it down here somewhere. Let's look at the 4-hour for you. See, a few sells are coming in. The 10 days seems to be holding. 15 minutes. Got to jump around to what's do, eh? I'm not too sure about that. No problem, Dilly. Good to have you. I'm not keen, but anyone else keen? I don't know if you're still keen there, Maris. I've given my particular view on it. Do you disagree? And what's your view? It's meant to discussion here. You learn from everybody. I give my view and state the reasons why. And I would not be entering this one at the moment. Are you happy with that, Morris, or do you disagree? I'll unmute again, by the way, if anyone wants to chit chat. Yeah. Leave it alone. Looks like it's going to be more LIA than anything else. Okay, fair enough. And the AUD, this have been more favourable buying. The AUD seems a bit suspicious at the moment. It's affected by some porphyries coming out of Canada. Because that's why it's a little bit of an up and down currency, because it's an affiliation with China. Oh, again, I would say if this is down here, what a pleasure. Let's buy it. Where is the moment? I give you due. Look at that. This is what, 10 hours old, this candle. As it came off, the buyers came in supporting. I'll give you due on that one. Weekly is definitely. Trend is definitely up. No problem there. Battling on the 4-hour to get through. Could well do, but what's the meat on the bones here? Not enough meat on the bones. To go the weekly. That's not really giving me a target that makes worth it. So look, we've got the target here. It's not. Where's the target? So that's not enough target. You've got to really aim up here somewhere to get a decent target, and it hasn't been to that level there since over a year ago. About 15. Well, what's that? 12 and 5, 17 months ago. No. What's going to push it up there? Sorry about that, Morris. I'm not confident in that one. Okay, fair enough. You most certainly can. We've got a trade out I mentioned earlier on this morning. Start up this 9. I mentioned it as a sell around 2,000. If it gets there, it seems to have got there. Did anyone get that trade? Did it actually arrive at the buy? Because remember, that's the buy getting. So it's really got to get 2,000 there, not there. Might not have got there. We're looking round about 2,000 to get in. Some guys might have taken it, and they'll be hovering really at the moment, but yeah. So yeah, got a trading room trade idea, 2,000 entry. But it seems to be hovering, but it's not really got there. The dollar, like I mentioned, is staying fairly weak. Might miss it. I think Ken chased it, and it might work out for him.
Yeah.
Can you please mute, guys? Mute. We're interrupting the trading room. Thank you. So, do you want to wait to 2,000, which I'm mentioning? Do you want to leave it? Do you want to chase it now? You might not get a risk reward. It's the only problem. I still want to stay the stop it to 1980, yeah. And 2035. So you don't really get a risk reward into, and that's the problem. If you're already in, I think you should be okay. Unless you want to squeeze a tighter stop. When was it last at 1985? Yeah, that was on Friday. Monday. Was it open Monday? I can't remember. No, yeah, it was open yesterday. That's right. Now it's too tight. I want it below this guy. Got to leave a stop there. Don't need tighter than that. Okay, so that's my take on gold. If you want it, rather get a slightly better price. Okay, Pietro. Yeah, well, leave it. I mean, might want to put a buy limit in. Got the figures straightforward enough. It's got the NAS, hold on to it. Like everything, a bit iffy at the moment. Very disappointed. Come back to Easter doing this. I hope we get some more action, but I have a feeling it's going to be fairly quiet going into tomorrow. It's very important. I personally think the CPI at this stage of the game is even more important than the jobs report. So I think it's going to be fairly, shall we say, thin volumes going into that. The world is waiting for that CPI and inflation. That'll give us, at least should in theory, give us decent direction. Hope to goodness gracious it does. Hanging in limbo is not my fun. I'm stuck in the traffic jam. Okay. So just bear that in mind. It might be a bit of a dull time until tomorrow's release. We haven't got anything major today, I don't think. Just checking. Short-term energy outlook. It's got a 3-star. I'm not sure how big that deal that's going to be. I'm not even in on Brent anyway, although oil does, of course, affect the world's economy. Otherwise, 2 stars. It's a bit of a quiet day today. I think a lot of guys still on holiday as well. Or stuck on the N3, shame. Sure, of course you can. Got to buy limit if you want it. There are 37 rand a micro. Our lines have failed now. Oh my goodness. A healthier way, instead of drinking too much, it might be an idea to switch the news off. Listen to 702 this morning. Hey, a lot of guys phoning in saying this place in free fall. Heartbreaking, isn't it? Eh? Are you in? You're not doing the buy limit. Okay, up to you.
Yes, I did the buy limit, sir.
Oh, you did the buy limit. Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Well, you're not in then, basically. Don't forget. Just remind you're not in the trade till it's actually filled. Might seem a daft thing to say, but some guys wondering why they're making money realize they weren't actually filled. They're in the market. No, I'm saying it's nothing at all. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'll go back and check for you. AUD CAD. Ah, see what you mean, yeah. Are you in a long? I hope you're in profit, because according to the stuff here, it should be a sell. If it breaks below the 10-day, I'm going to definitely sell it. That should be a sell. I'm very right to say that, Vicky. You know, I say, no, get out of it. I think it's a sell. The bloody thing shoots up. You're not going to be very happy with me. But So I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to say what my view is. You take it as you please. I'd rather be short than long. Okay. Whether it does go up or not, who knows? But personally speaking, if I was a short, I'd be a lot more comfortable than being a long at the moment. Yeah. Okay. So I want to quick check the NZD-CHF cryptos trade. Yeah, NZD-CHF. Anything happening there? What are you getting at? 25. NZD-CHF. 22. So it's a little bit even Steven, but it's starting to look okay. This has got to get to 25. We're into 25 there. So it's going slightly easing the right direction. Good. Well, yeah. You see what I'm saying? If you since last week, you should, in theory, hopefully, in a couple of pips profit. I hope so. But sure, not much is happening now either way. All on this one. Could pop up a bit further. Could even get back up here. We'll see anyway. What were the figures again? 4th of April? I've got it in here. Okay. 90,024. That's AUD CAD. It's not doing very well, is it? Oh, I see why. It's a 1 hour, that's why. No wonder. Yeah, we thought round about where's the 4th? Yeah, around there we thought might be some upside, yeah. Well, the opposite seems to have happened at the moment. Should have said that now, put me in another bloody depressed mood. Euro JPY, what's that doing? 143. Until that's doing badly. Oh, it's doing well. Hey, that's all right, eh? That's put me in a better mood. So if you did that one, you should be smiling. Oh, I definitely don't remember now. Yeah, I think it hit me. I modified the stopper thing and knocked me out if I remember right. Didn't really matter, hit the TP. URJPY 145, TP 140. I hit the TP. That was a nice one. That was a beaut. Okay, that went on the 6th and that hit the TP. So that's put a smile back on the face. CHF JPY is 145.17. That was on the 5th. $148. That is the TP as well. So stop whinging, Mr. Bloody whinging Pomerod. I'm whinging Yarpi now, so that's good now, eh? Citizenship. So yeah, no, I hit the TP. So to hit the TP, AUD 89.50. Did he get stopped out? AUD CAD should still, it shouldn't be because you guys say it's still in it. Just want to check. No, it's still in. Well, maybe come right. So I can't. Thanks for reminding me. I can't advise a short on that one simply because we already got a trade out saying long. Beg your pardon. Well, they might come down. It certainly looked a lot better along there than it does at the moment, I have to be honest. But whatever, to hit the TP, remember that, not just took a profit, stopped out in the profit, actually hit the TP. Seems that fails, you definitely should have been, if you took them all and held on and hit the TP and you're out on the TP, you'd have been doing okay. That's much, much better news. You like the old Dow, do you, Mr. Chimani? I take it, guys, you've heard about the Dow Micro. It says Micro up there. The purpose behind it, if you're still new here, is to give people with smaller accounts the opportunity to trade the Dow. Because of the extreme volatility and wide stops required to trade it, I would say shouldn't really have less than about 8 grand, preferably 10 grand or more to trade the Dow on the minimum position size of volume 0.01. However, the Micro is 1/10 the value. The contract size is 1 instead of 10. So instead of we got a 400, 500, 600 rand risk per micro, it's about 40, 50, 60 per micro. It's a different story. We've had some trades out. Some guys might still be in them. We'll shorten them, even though it's a slightly buy zone, because I was the impression and feeling that it's exhausted the upside, and it's been holding that high since last month, just over a month ago. So I'm still advocating the downside, but if you're in, obviously don't add to it. If you're not in, I still see downside, even though it's in the buy zone. I think the Dow is due for a pullback. So if you want to do that, but on the micro, if you're on the normal one, you haven't got the Tom, don't overexpose. Hope you all know what I mean by that. If you don't, please tell me, because that's without doubt the biggest problem. Overexposing without knowing it, and then they can't getting margin call and all sorts of problems. Where I'll put the stop here. I want a wide stop, always doing this one. Have it right out of the way. Make it 33900. And the TP, should do it. 33,125. Will that make it? Might just squeeze it. Oh, this is nonsense. Sorry. 33900. Just squeeze it there. Maybe slightly tight to stop, maybe slightly tight. Yeah, I can do that one. Good enough. Out of the way. 50 bucks a micro. If you do the normal one, guys, it's 500 rand a micro. Then you need at least about 8, 9, preferably 10 grand. So make sure it's got the word micro up there. If you haven't, you can add it to your watch list. If you can't add to watch list, you won't take it. Then you need to go to the portal, open up another account, choosing the micro as your option. Wednesday is tomorrow, and I'm going to, I set some points. I'll be doing 2 tomorrow. I'll do the 1 till 2, chatting about the micro indices, and then I'll do another Zoom, finishing just before 2 o'clock. So I'm ready to rock and roll on the 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. CPI. So I'll be on Zoom from 1 on the slightly different. I'll remind you tomorrow what it is. It's the same Zoom ID as last week. It's slightly different. What is different? Not slightly different. The trading room Zoom. The trading room was for the CPI. Hope that's all clear. But please don't touch the Dow unless you've got a micro. If you've got less than 8 grand, otherwise you'll be overexposed. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Shumani. Are all clear? Any problems? Yeah, good enough. Right, so there it is. If you want to short it, I agree with that. Not much is happening. I'll give you due. You probably feel you're stuck in it at the moment. Probably the same with the NAS. Are we on the same page, Shumani? Do you understand what I'm talking about? There. That's the contract. Just if you want to check, left click, right click, go to specification, just contract size 1. The other one is contract 10. So it's obviously, this is the one for limited funds. We've got big funds, don't worry about it. The NAS. Same story. I see downside on this. Not as much happening at the moment. If you did want to do this, you need to stop right out the way up here. That's a hell of a long way away. We want it out of the way. Which means, anyway, you speak and I shall do stuff. If you're not interested in it, leave it alone. It's not much point. Okay, don't forget don't forget to save your charts. Family can have this thing every session. Click, go to templates, save your template, put your name in. So if you do have a problem, then save it, obviously. But if you do have a problem, you right click, go to templates, and just save templates are there, and your charts will come back up again. So you should have the DXY, that's the dollar index, the economic calendar, and you know how to find out the properties of a big instrument, left clicking, right clicking, and tells you all about that specific instrument by doing that. Your margins and whatever. We're all clear on that. So you all know what leverage is. Leverage is the deposit divided to 100 gives you the leverage. Don't overexpose, get the calculator. If you haven't got the calculator, go to live chat and then go to tech support and get the calculator. I do that every session. It doesn't take long, just to clarify for people. When you've got quiet moments, I don't mind spending time on clarification. Whether it's a trading room, not a trading room, that comes first. And of course, people who bought the course, go to the Zoom classes, CFDs, whatever, Forex. But I don't mind going over a couple of things in here, but I'm not going to do a free training session. Apart from the fact I'm not allowed to, I won't anyway. It's not fair on the traders who pay good money to learn. Okay, so good enough. All right. So we'll check gold again. Well, if you're in it, start to go up. That's good. That's good news. If you're not anywhere else, so be it. But some guys took it. That's fine. I'm already in it, and so that's fine. I certainly wouldn't be chasing it now. Well, it's up to you, but you're not going to get a risk reward. That's the problem. Unless you aim for 2050. Check the DXY. Oh, just look to the WhatsApp there. Hey, fine. Oh, bloody hell. So what's trucks? You're right. Okay. Anyway, DXY. What's that doing? Still coming off, so that should get a tailwind for gold. That's good. Okay, any questions, guys? Anyone want me to go through with you? I don't know whether the guy buy should be grey. It shouldn't be grey. You can do both. Just make sure, always check that by you going to the micro, right click, go to specification, and it should say full access. Full access. So you should be able to sell it. If your trades are grayed out, if you're trying to go in there, it's all grayed out. Okay, it means you haven't ticked the disclaimer. You've got to tick on the disclaimer. But the down, my opinion, is a sell. was behaving rather strange, like most of them are at the moment. Thinks a sell, yeah. The weekly confirms it was the daily.
Okay, because I clicked on the sell and then it showed up.
Click to the sell and what? Sorry. Anyway, okay, US dollar JPY.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you said. So it clicked on the sell. I missed the rest.
Yes. Yes. I'm okay with the sell.
Are you okay with it? Okay, fine. Good enough. Okay. Johnson, I see downside. I see downside on this. Can get a stop loss. You'd have to take down there to get a decent TP risk reward. But I see downside. The dollar's pretty weak at the moment. Japanese yen got this new Bank of Japan guy in charge, Kurara or whatever his name is, and the market seems to like him. So I think the yen's fairly strongish at the moment. I think it's stronger than the dollar, to be honest. If you're going to do this, I'd see downside. You might want to make a confirmation below this line here, but I do see downside. You have to have a stop up here, though. Maybe make it there, maybe 80 pips stop, something like that. But I'd see downside on that one. I'll look at it for hopefully the purposes you want to look at it. Just want to check the 4 hour quickly. That confirms a bit better. Want anything happening there? No, I'm happy with that. See downside of the week. That's more of a confirmation. So I do definitely see downside there. Put just above these guys here. And then we'll put the TP down here. Can we squeeze this? Don't want to overdo it now. 131.65. Right. With the normal class, 9:30 to 11 and 4 till 5:30. Might be a little bit early close, 5 o'clock maybe tomorrow, depending on the situation. But I'm also doing a 1 till 2 o'clock, a Zoom session on the micro indices, how they work. And then at 2 till 3, I'm doing what's called a straddle trade for the data release from the CPI. The CPI in the trading rooms, all this, obviously this TR Zoom ID, and it's slightly different on the other way. It's slightly different. It's a different Zoom ID for the micro indices, but I'll sort of copy and post. You'll be updated tomorrow morning. It'll be sent out as a reminder. Oh, something else I want to put in. If you've got $2.5 grand or more, by the way, or $150, I can upload you to my WhatsApp group. We get morning updates, and it wasn't on this morning for various reasons, but it will be back tomorrow. And you'll get more trading signals, and I often post, like I'll be posting tomorrow about the CPI one as a reminder, with Zoom ID and everything for the micro as well, just so you're right, just so you know that. So I'll put it down if you've got that money. I encourage people to try and get their trading account funded so they give themselves a decent chance, because if you don't have enough funds, you tend to have all your eggs in one basket. So just write this down. 061. Because one of the major problems the guys are trying to trade with too small a balance, and unfortunately either going to overexpose, which is a problem, or they can't. They have to have all the eggs in one basket because they don't have enough money into a second or third trade to, like we had 3 trades out there, remember? You couldn't take all 3, I haven't got enough money, and you might have taken that one, which is the one, the AUD-CAD, which is not doing well, and missed out on these. You don't know which one to pick. The guys at 2.5 can take all 3, or more, preferably more, obviously. they can take all three. It gives them a sort of a better chance. That's why I'm trying to encourage people to have a reasonably funded account, because obviously nerves and fear are new to it. I get why they're starting small, but you're undercapitalized. And one thing we're trying to teach you in this, when you buy the course and that, is how economics, now it does affect your life. World economics affects our life, what happens. And one of the biggest problems is trying to trade international $1 trillion market with a few dollars in your account or a few rands in your account. It means it's you're undercapitalized. I mean, it's can't say any more than that. You're undercapitalized. You know, you can get 3 trades. You know what to pick. You pick the wrong one, bad luck. You know, you just can't take all 3. So try and get the funds in if you want to do it. If you can't, well, when you can, you can. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Tommy, good stuff. All right. Yeah. So the guys called me up yesterday, wanted to pay them out with 100 rand. The advert said somewhere you can. Well, literally you can with a micro, but the amount of time and effort you're going to put in, the kind of returns you get on 100 rand, if you look at percentage basis, is it worth it? You know. Like trying to go house hunting with about 50k. You might get something, but not quite sure it's going to be what you want. Anyway, okay, right. So if you like to sell, anyone like to sell, by the way? What do you think about this kitchen, little boys? Just 1 second. Tell me if you want it, and I'll write it down. Okay, if you want to go along, that's your choice. I see a bit of downside anyway. Okay, so finally, anybody else want it? Put it down anyway. I like it, looks bearish. I've got a short this one, yeah. Okay, good stuff. Got a couple in there, so we'll keep it on that. Okay, how's our friend NZDCHF doing? About the same as entries, not happening. Very, very quiet. No surprise. Just bear in mind, like I mentioned, it might be fairly quiet trading on some of these going into the CPI for tomorrow. Dollar's still coming off, so the theory gold should be reacting. Starting to come right, a little bit in profit. That's good stuff. And dollar yen, we just got it, so we'll see how that goes. Okay. We'll unlock it off now. If you've all got it written down, I will come back to it as always. The AUD CAD one, what's happening there? because now we can't go to the short because we're going to trade out for a long. What seems to be maybe a recover. Very, very quiet. Okay. But never mind, the other two at TP. Yippee! Somebody asked about CHF JPY. I won't be shorting it now. Rather buy the pullbacks. Okay. Here's another favor of mine. Battling to get going. There's this one. Battling to get going. I like this as a short, by the way. Battling to get going. Breaks down here will definitely take it. Okay. Okay, just newer guys there have gone through, Arno, etc. Chimani about the economic calendar. I posted. If you haven't, I'll post it again. And the dollar index. I'll post in the chat line. You've got to have it. Anybody not got it, and I'll post it again. Just say so. I'll post it again. Don't forget, you must have the calculator. It does not work for shares. I remember shares open at 3:30, close at 10ish. And then it's a separate calculator. It's an Excel spreadsheet kind of calculator. You get it in your when you go to resource, I get it in your learning management system if you bought the course. But for everything else but shares, you need this one here, like I showed you, proven size calculator. Okay. You all know to save your charts, specifications. You all know that now. Left click, right click, go to specifications, and it gives you the contract size. And it gives you the margins, so you can get your leverage and all the rest of it. Anybody not got all that, which I mentioned, and I'll repost and go through it again. Now we've got a few more quiet moments going forward. Any questions on that? I'm not a tech funder here. If you're having problems with it, go back to the live chat and get the tech support to give you assistance there. Okay. Bongani, they should help you. They're pretty good. Not on your phone, by the way, only on the laptop. I assume you're talking about the laptop. Remember, guys, the sooner you get a laptop, the better. If you haven't, trying to trade with the phone, you need the tools to do the job. Obviously, you need the knowledge, the tools, you need the capital. You need all three of them. And trying to do strategies and that on the phone. Well, you put an order in, you can modify stop loss, sure. But trying to do strategies for yourself is very limited on the phone. It's very limiting. You need the tools to do the job, as I always say. I have it on my phone as a backup. Okay, Mark. Don't you agree, guys? I mean, to try and trade and do strategies on the phone, but it's really as a backup. You know, you're driving along, get the phone out, as long as you've got mobile data, and you can put an order in or get a signal or whatever. But to try and do a strategy on it, I don't know, it's possible, but it's a bit limiting, in my opinion. Anyway. Maybe I'm just used to a laptop. And that's why I'm trying to educate people in the trade. You need knowledge, sure, but you also need capital and you need the right equipment. if you've got the knowledge and you haven't got enough capital, the right equipment, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, it's very difficult, isn't it? I mean, even the youngsters who are pretty good with the modern day tech, I don't find it difficult. So if you're going to go to do something, you need the tools. You must do. And if you don't have the tools and you can't afford the tools, you've got to expect you can be an uphill struggle. Just have to, you know, it's going to be tougher. Okay, guys, anything else you'd like me to discuss? Sorry, it's a bit quiet. Anything not sure about, anything we've got a chance now, I can explain it to you. If you're 100% clear, or that's fine. Because I say, we'll be can't get the CPI tomorrow. Don't forget that, CPI tomorrow, 2 till 3. We're doing please come and join. And we're doing what we'll call a straddle trade, a buy stop, sell stop. Guys have done it before, had some success with it, so let's hope we'll do it again tomorrow. You've had some success with, hey, Dirk. I think Pritchard's done it a couple of times as well. Good stuff, yeah, Dirk, good stuff. Like, you see, not me saying that, guys. You see that they've had some success at it. So make sure you're ready to rock and roll tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Normal meetings, 9:30, don't forget, but 2 o'clock. Well, I've just bloody done that because, say, most of them stopped out breaking even, like myself. She made a bit of profit because it was a bit of a damn squib. You don't know what happens. So if you can make a profit on a damn squib day, wait till you get a bit of a major difference between the expected. That's what you want. And that's when you get, then you start to see the movements, which this is what you want, that sort of thing. So this kind of candle movement where you kicked in there somewhere. You know, you maybe you kicked in somewhere around there, and you had a stop up there, and the sell stop down there, kicked in there, and that would have been beautiful, eh? 180 pips. I've seen it happen in a less than a minute. Not very often, but over a period of time, yeah. But I've seen some quick reactions. Can be quite exciting, especially if it favors your bank balance as well. And it can be a quick buck as well. Who didn't like a quick buck? Eh? On this form of trading, yeah. There you are there, guys. So yeah, join me on that one. And if you're not sure of the micro, how it works, quite simple. I do a session tomorrow, but it's very quiet, and I'll tell you quick. I'll show what I mean. If you left click on the normal one and you go to specifications, it says standard contract size is 10. If you do it on the micro, contract size is 1. That should, in other words, be self-explanatory. It means the contract is 10 times bigger on the other one. So this might be a 50 rand risk. The minimum position of volume 0.01, which is a micro, will be 500 on the normal one, which is too high for some. So they can now get the micro, which means they've got a chance of getting in without being overexposed. I think that's fairly straightforward, isn't it, guys? Hope you understand that. I'll get a little bit more detail tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I'm just looking forward to making profit, which I'll obviously do. I'm going to get some sudden direction because this is a nightmare. I say it's like being stuck in bloody traffic. At least in traffic, you're stuck. It usually edges, even though it's grinding in the right direction. But none of that, just jumping around, neither up nor down. Yeah. Okay, we all good? Because on the trades at the moment, we might find, I think it'll be quiet this afternoon, we might find something at 4 o'clock. But it will be a bit quiet. What's it, 1:45? I don't want to carry on if you are up to speed. You've got the, sort of the dollar index chart. You've got the economic calendar, and you know the bits I've been talking about. You've got the strategy idea where you've got the moving averages below. It's you try to sell it, not always, when it's undervalued or not. Buy it up here and buy or sell between the two, those sort of things. Don't over confuse yourself by price by analysis. I have no problem putting an RSI on a stochastic, but if you're not going to be using it all the time, rather get it out the way so you have a clear chart so you can see what's going on. Always remember that although they have their uses indicators, always remember they get their information for the price action, not the other way around. So just bear that in mind. They do lag the price action, and it's all about what the buyers and sellers are doing in the price action. There's the price action there, and the buyers and sellers, you can tell, obviously it goes up, the sellers are coming in. So you can see there's not many people in charge there, tight range. But if you see this happening, you see the buyers start to come in charge, here the sellers are coming in charge. Try and keep an eye on that. Remember, there's always got to be a buyer and a seller to make the market work. You want to go with the trend, as they say. Don't forget, there's no such thing as a no-brainer. You've got to have a seller, and if to disagree, if you want to buy something, someone's got to think you're wrong for you to sell it to them. Otherwise, they wouldn't buy it off you. If you're selling, they're buying it off you. Why are they doing it? Because they think you're wrong. If everyone knows it's going to go in a certain direction, you won't get someone to take the counterparty risk. Just bear that in mind. So big number one, which you all know, I said it when I started, was looking for the 100% no-brainer, easy, quick buck one. Closest, actually, funny enough, those straddle trades. But even those don't always work out, as we know. But otherwise, don't expect a complete no-brainer. Doesn't exist. It has to be a buyer and a seller every time. It gives the liquidity. Okay, right, that's not a problem. Any questions, or shall we move along? Capture this afternoon. I'm sure you got stuff to do as well. I haven't really much to add, unless obviously there was a question asked, and I'm quite happy to go over it. Are we all good? Thanks, Pietro. Are we all good, guys? Don't be shy. Bongani, you interacted, good stuff. Anyone interacts? Not sure, please let me know, and then we can assist going forward. All good. Okay, guys. Well, there we are then. Fantastic. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for your patience with these rather sort of interesting times, shall I say. And good stuff, Ivan. And yeah, I'll catch this afternoon. Stick it out. Thank you. V for victory. And as I say, when it goes good, then really it's great. But when it's not bad now, it's just slow, you know. But I cannot, unfortunately, control the market. Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Thanks. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for your support. Brilliant.